What's good, guys? Welcome back to Jamball, and today we got ourselves the last NFL mock draft before the NFL draft starts. And with that, let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Let's go.
All right,
With the first pick,
Oh,
Angel.
oh,
oh, this is kind of a no-brainer pick. The Titans start off the NFL draft. We know their biggest needs are quarterback, wide receiver, and edge. Obviously, the top player on the board is Cameron Ward, quarterback, and that's who the Tennessee Titans are gonna pick. QB out of Miami, Cam Ward. Ricardo, your dinner's ready.
All right, Joseph, you go. I'll go third.
okay. Cleveland Browns are going to take Travis Hunter here. It makes sense. They need a top tier number one wide receiver, and they need some help on defense too. If Hunter decides to play both sides.
All right, the New York Giants are going to be selecting Abdul Carter. They need edge. Uh, it'll be a good fit for him. Well, for the Giants, not for him.
Yeah. All right. The fourth pick in the NFL draft, the New England Patriots. Obviously, they need wide receivers, they need tackles, and obviously the best player on the board is Will Campbell. So they'll be picking Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU. And if they really want to, they could possibly move him to guard due to his arm length. So yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, the fifth pick. I see them taking Mason Graham here. This makes a lot of sense. Their D line is very weak right now. Mason Graham's gonna upgrade that D line by a lot.
All right, the Raiders, top position they need, running back. As much as I don't want to do this, I do think the Raiders will take Ashton Genty. They just need a running back. Pete Carroll's a big running guy. He's gonna want a running back to be there.
Marshawn Lynch, yes. Oh, sorry. All right, now we're back. The seventh pick in the NFL draft. So obviously the Jets, they're gonna need some tackle help. They need some help at wide receiver. At wide receiver, obviously with only Garrett Wilson there. But they also need help at tight end. That there's a big hole at tight end after Tyler Conklin signed with the Chargers. So why not get probably could end up being the best player in this draft class? Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State. Guy's a beast. He's a monster.
With the 10th pick, I see the Carolina Panthers here taking Jalen Walker. Uh, I feel like you could make an argument for Ted McMillan, but this seems like a Panther pick to take Jalen Walker, the edge out of Georgia. This will help their D line create more pressure, and this will generate a lot more turnovers for that defense.
All right, with pick number 9, the Saints. Uh, I think they're gonna go. I don't know if it's like a surprise pick or whatever, but I'm gonna have them taking Shador. I don't think Shador is. He's gonna be in the top this first round. He's not gonna fall, mostly because he's second quarterback. Uh, Saints are in a tough situation, but I do think they could make this pick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right. With the 10th pick, we have Chicago Bears. There's been news that Chicago really likes Ashton Genty, but obviously there's a chance that he's not going to be there with the Raiders picking above him. So instead of choosing running back, let's go to tackle. Let's go to probably, honestly, my favorite tackle in this draft class. His name is Armand Mambu, offensive tackle out of Missouri. That guy's a beast. Um, Honestly, there's no problems with him. He's gonna make this O line, this Bears O line, perfect. Even as since he added some guards in the offseason, so that'd be a really good key piece to finishing up that O line for Caleb Williams.
With the 11th pick here, I honestly see the San Francisco 49ers taking Will Johnson, cornerback out of Michigan. They just lost their best corner, Chavarius Ward, so they have a big gap at corner to fill. Will Johnson will fill that need pretty. pretty badly, and that will be a pretty good fit for both sides.
All right. Dallas Cowboys. They have shown a lot of interest in receivers. I don't think they're going to skip out on a receiver. It's just which one. Since both are here,
Okay.
they're going to be selecting Tet McMillan.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. Um, at 13, obviously, Teron Armstead, he just retired. And the Dolphins need a tackle pretty badly. And you know what? He's a really good tackle, Calvin Banks. If the Dolphins really wanted to, they could put him at tackle, guard, whichever position he plays. I know he'll succeed. He's a really good lineman from Texas. He's a beast.
The Colts with the 14th. I see them going tight end here. So get the second best tight end in the entire draft, Colston Loveland. I mean, that will be a really great help to their offense. And yeah, I mean, this is a great fit for them.
All right. Falcons. They have a really big need at edge. So we're just going to give them the best one on the board so far. Michael Williams.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now we got the Cardinals here. This is a good team, honestly. I really like the way the Cardinals have made this squad. Obviously, there's some pieces that they need to fix, and I feel like if the Cardinals draft, I'm gonna pick Jade Barron from Texas. I feel like they add him. Their secondary is gonna be is elite. They're gonna be a tough team to score on because that secondary is really good with the leader Buda Baker there, and then you add Jade Barron. That's a good team right there. Good defense for the Cardinals.
With the 17th pick, the Cincinnati Bengals, in my opinion, I feel like maybe some people are going to hate on me for this pick, but I feel like the Bengals need to take edge here because you're not guaranteed with Trayvon Henderson, uh, right?
Trey
Trey
Hendrickson.
Henderson, sorry. No, I've realized I messed that up. Trey Henderson, you're not guaranteed with that contract, and this will at least help your D line get some more pressures. So Trey Hendrickson can get more sacks this year as well. Um, they're gonna take Shamar Stewart, edge out of Texas A&M.
All right. Seahawks. What interior lineman do we have?
Tyler
Um,
Booker, Great Able, Josh Simmons.
yeah, I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm not gonna choose Zabel. I'm gonna go with Tyler Booker here. Okay.
All right, now we got the Buccaneers, and honestly, this one's a no-brainer for me, Manny. If you could go to linebacker, um, the best linebacker, personally, I think he's the best linebacker in this class. Jahad Campbell from Alabama. The guy's a monster. Honestly, he's very good. He can play linebacker, and if they even wanted to, they could probably put him at the edge. He could probably play both spots. He's very good in zone coverage. If you need him to blitz, he can blitz. Levante David's getting older, so obviously there's gonna need to be a replacement. And Jahad Campbell's a perfect replacement for Levante David, and was with him. David's still there. He can mentor Campbell, and then Campbell can end up becoming a superstar for the Buccaneers.
With the 20th pick, the Denver Broncos, I see taking running back here. Could you go to running backs really quick?
Oh yes.
All right, this is going to be a good fit for the Broncos. Amarian Hampton, the second best running back in the entire draft class, in my opinion. I would have Amarian Hampton over Genti only because of the competition he's played, more consistent. Uh, this will be a great pick for the Broncos regardless because they are missing a running back, and this will also take a lot of pressure off of Bo Nix coming off of that second year.
All right. Pittsburgh Steelers. Uh, I. What do they go here?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they draft Jackson Dart. Like I know it sounds like why would they, but then like The question is, why wouldn't they? Because like Jackson Dart's probably the next best quarterback, and if he's there on the board still, you could choose him right there and then. Because remember, your next pick is not till the third round, so there's no guarantee that the Steelers will be able to get a guy like
True.
Jalen Milrow or Tyler Shaw. So if he's there and you feel like he can get like he's your guy,
All right.
draft Jackson Dart.
With the
Unless they want to go
Steelers
Milrow, but
not having a quarterback on their team, they're going to be drafting one, of course. So we're going to be having them draft Jackson Dart, quarterback out of Mississippi.
we got the Chargers. This could be an interesting one. Uh, obviously they could go wide receiver, get another wide receiver. Or like honestly, they lost Joey Bosa. Well, obviously they released him. It's his choice, but they were able to re-sign Khalil Mack. But now you're missing. You have a whole edge rusher on the other side next to Khalil Mack, and obviously Mike Green. I really like Mike Green. Honestly, I think he could probably go to Cincinnati. I think he's probably he and personally, I think he's my number two edge rusher. If you agree, you agree. If not, it's okay. But I think they choose him. They compare him alongside with Khalil Mack. This guy's a freak of nature, honestly. Like he's very good, very powerful. He comes off the when the quarterback hikes it, he like comes off the line of scrimmage very fast. He can get to the quarterback within a few seconds. He's a powerful man, and the Chargers would be getting a very talented edge rusher in Mike Green.
The Green Bay Packers here. Man, this is a little tough here. Honestly, hate me if you want here, but I'm thinking either Matthew Golden or Malachi Starks. I want to see what you guys think.
I think
Um,
Golden, if anything.
Yeah, if I'm Green Bay, I'm selecting Matthew Golden. Guys, he's a superstar. He proved himself this year. Safety, I wouldn't be too worried about because they have McKinney. Who would they get? I think Jonathan Bullard. I think if I'm not mistaken, from Georgia last year. I think those guys are really good safeties. I would choose Matthew Golden because they really need an established wide receiver. They really have all they have is a couple is wide receivers, but like not that big, not wide receiver one, unless you could say Jalen Reed. But I think they should go Matthew Golden, get that superstar they wanted in the first round.
All right, then that's the pick. Matthew Golden out of Texas.
All right, Vikings. They have a glaring issue at safety. Of course, they're going to take the best safety on the board.
True, true. All right, Houston. Um, tough. Houston did add some offensive tackles. They added Cam Robinson. They added Trent Brown. Two really solid tackles for them. Uh, can you go to the guards, Manny? The inside O line. So they traded Kenyon Green to the Eagles for CJ Gardner Johnson earlier in the offseason. And honestly, right now, they need a guard. They need a guard. And I personally like Donovan Jackson out of Ohio State. Some people might call it a reach, but honestly, I think that guy, I think he's a top 20 player in this draft, and I think they should choose him. I think he would be the best fit in Houston, and plus he's guarded for CJ Stroud before, so I think it's a perfect fit. In Houston, the O line, Donovan Jackson.
Good pick. Rams here. I feel like this is gonna be a really good match right here. Go to corner. Maxwell Harrison. You're gonna get the fastest corner in the entire draft class. The Rams, obviously, their secondary hasn't been the same ever since Jalen Ramsey's left. I mean, they have pieces here and there, but they're also getting older. Darius Williams, I believe, is now turning 32 now. And I mean, that's not gonna be there forever. You're gonna need to prepare for the future. Maxwell Harrison, uh, that will prepare you for the future, and he will be a plug and play.
All right. Baltimore Ravens. Who do we have them go here? You know what?
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna have them go safety here. Baltimore Ravens are gonna take Nick Emanwari. Is that how you say it? Uh,
Yep.
yes.
they need a safety. I don't think Emanwari's bad. I think you should take him.
He, before I go to the next pick, I just want to put some respect to that pick. Personally, he's my safety one in this draft class. Nothing against Malachi Starks, but I just really like Iman
That
War. I think he's super athletic. He's a freak. He's a freak of nature. Honestly, he that guy. He's one of my favorite safeties. I just that was a good pick. That was a good pick, and that was a need for the Ravens. So that was a good pick. The all right. So now we have the 28th pick, the Lions. Obviously, they're trying to look to fix what happened last year, that collapse, that game against Washington. And obviously, they did lose Kevin Zeitler to the Titans this offseason, and now they have a hole at right guard. So now, who's on the board? We have Gray Zabel from, what was it, North Dakota State? Yeah. That guy, obviously, he played Division 2 football, and it's the competition's different. But he's proved himself. He's shown some really good play at that guard position. He's strong. Uh, he's an athletic guy. He can bully his defenders. So honestly, that's what the Lions are looking for, and I think he's a perfect fit in that Lions O line system. So I think that's a perfect match, Zabel and the Lions.
All right, with the 29th pick, the Washington Commanders are going to take D line here. They just lost a lot of their D line into free agency. Jonathan Allen, uh, Deron Payne, I believe. Um, I feel like, man, there's a lot of options here.
Can I give you some info
I'm thinking,
on who I personally
thinking Walter Nolan. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Walter Nolan. I personally have him as my uh, D line one, my D tackle one. I know people are gonna be like Mason Graham. I think Walter Nolan is the best
Walter
D
Nolan's a
lineman in this
sleeper
class.
pick. I'm not gonna lie. He's a
Yeah.
very sleeper pick, and I think he'll fit Washington's system pretty well if he is an immediate starter, which I think he will be, considering on how many pieces they lost at D line. They obviously want to fill that need. Walter Nolan will definitely do that. So Walter Nolan to the Commanders.
All right. The Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna have them. What are the corners looking like? Yeah, I think I'm still gonna have them take corner. I'm gonna have them take Rebel here. They need a
Okay.
corner. Uh, Rebel, just top of the board pick.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. I like it. All right. Now we got the 31st pick in the NFL draft. Probably the most hated team in probably the world. We have Kansas City. Obviously, that Super Bowl was not good. That offensive line performance, it was very pitiful. I'm just gonna be honest here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was horrible. Mahomes had no time to really do anything, and the Eagles showed that in order to win a Super Bowl, you need to have a good O line. And so this is where the Chiefs have to fix it. Obviously, they lost guard Joe Thuney off a trade. They did sign tackle Jalen Moore, but I don't really think that he's an established off offensive tackle. I think they're gonna attack offensive tackle, and there's two guys I really like that's on the board. It's Josh Simmons and Josh Carnley Jr. Those Either one would be a really good pick. I personally, what I think the Chiefs are gonna do, I think they're gonna pick Connerly Jr. from Oregon. Um, they've liked him. I know that for a fact. They like him, and I think that's a guy they'd end up choosing. He's a beast. He's a monster. Obviously, he needs to work on his feet because obviously sometimes they're not set in each possession. But that guy, he's a beast, and when he's on his game, it's tough to get around him to try to force a sack. He's been very good with helping his QB avoid pressure. So Josh Connerly Jr. from Oregon. Yeah.
All right, and you're giving it to me right here. the last pick in the first round in the NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't need much, but I do see a slight hole in that D line. Uh, don't get me wrong, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis is a good combo, but I don't think Jordan Davis is quite the level that he needs to be right now. I haven't seen enough out of him to where I could say the Eagles could probably trade out of this pick. I think that the Eagles are going to do what they've been doing the past couple of years. They're going to double down at that position, and they're going to take Derek Harmon D line out of Oregon here. This will obviously make them a lot stronger at D line, which will be a pain in the butt for my Cowboys. But that ain't about the Cowboys, it's about the Eagles. And this will be a really great pick for them if they can nail it with Derek Harmon as a D tackle.
All right.
Yeah,
Uh, so there's our draft done. How do you guys think? Do you think it was good, bad?
it's pretty solid, honestly. Uh, Not much I would change. Honestly, I think the first, what is it, 10 picks. I think I had the same on my other mock draft. Um, just don't be surprised. Like if there's a guy that you don't expect going in the first, end up in the first. That's what always happens. Like last year with Ricky Pearsall, and like Leggett, no one really expected them to be picked in the first round, and then all of a sudden the 49ers and Panthers picked them. But obviously, we're not going to get everything right. There might be some trades involved, whether teams are trading out of the first round, teams are trading, obviously trading out, trading back in. Like who knows? I know that the Browns could possibly trade back in. Maybe if they see Jackson Dart still there, they want to go back, try to get their quarterback or the. And I know I'm a Titans fan, but obviously I would want them to trade back in to get a wide receiver. But there's been a lot of trade talks going lately that could happen during the first round, second round, and just be ready for different trades, different picks, surprise picks. Um, it's crazy how fast it went by. But I just want to say that if the Titans don't fix the wide receiver and edge rusher position, I'm gonna be so freaking pissed. I'm sorry, but I have to let these guys know. I'm gonna be so freaking pissed because like I'm tired of this bull crap. I'm sorry. Thank you.
To expand on that, there I do like this mock draft. There's a couple picks maybe here and there I would change, but to be honest, I think we did overall a solid 8 out of 10. Uh, Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised maybe if the Patriots trade down, maybe the Cowboys trade down. Honestly, it's just little moves that we can't really predict because we're not obviously we're not NFL GMs because we don't know exactly what they would probably trade. The trading system has been changing a lot recently. From at least the past 5 years, it's been trading really fast. Or sorry, it's been trending a lot harder to trade, if that makes sense. The past
Yeah,
5 years.
the packages
Uh,
are a lot different. Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like we did really good if this all happens. If trades happened, then obviously we wouldn't be doing too well. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that done, tell us what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. And if you have
Wait,
any,
real quick, real quick. Whoever sees this, drop a like on the video. Comment down below your favorite team and what you guys want your team to do. What pick you want them to do the most. Who your favorite player is. Who you want them to draft the most. Obviously, mine is Luther Burden from Missouri. But hey, you guys let us know who you want your favorite team to pick and drop a like when you see this.
and if you don't like any of the
Also,
picks in this draft, you can blame Angel.